I'm really scratching my head because I voted Republican, and most of us in the fishing industry did, and we're not seeing the positives come out of it.
You know, he pleaded to the people, make America great again. We're tearing America apart right now.
Fishermen here in Cortez, Florida are pissed off with the president who many of them voted for, and they're angry because of skyrocketing diesel prices. Now, before the war in Iran, gas coming from this pump in Cortez was going for $3.29 per gallon. Now, gas from this pump is closer to $5 a gallon.
I did vote for Mr. Trump. Deporting the criminals is a great policy. These foundations are poured ready to go, and we can't even start the construction on them. But we voted for the American dream, and unfortunately right now we're not seeing that.
For months, federal agents have been sweeping up workers at construction sites in South Texas.
ICE has raided us anywhere between 10 to 15 times throughout different subdivisions.
Now, work sites across the Rio Grande Valley have ground to a halt. And that's got some Trump supporters in this midterm battleground changing their minds.
These people would just show up to our job sites with no warrants, taking all our workers, even the workers with proper documentation.
Many who work in the construction industry here told us they largely rely on immigrant workers, some of whom are undocumented. DHS did not respond to the Times' request for comment, but in a previous statement, it said these raids protect the nation's workforce.
I've supported Mr. Trump in every election that he's been a part of. We just never thought that this would come and affect us in the construction industry, but most importantly, affect our economy here in South Texas.
This is to the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump. As a loyal supporter that stood behind you for the last almost 8 to 10 years, I had very much confidence that you was going to do what you said your second term. You said gas prices would come down, food would come down. You said no more wars. And then what happened? Gas is expensive. We're in war now. So Trump, all I got to say is, look here, I'm a loyal supporter, but I just, at this time right here, you have let me down. I've been called deployable, I've been called a mega, I've been called all kinds of stuff. Trying to stand up for you until you can prove that you can bring gas prices down and our food prices down and start doing your job. Gas is $3.59 a gallon. Mr. President, I cannot support you no more until you bring down the prices.
Trump voters just said it loud that we didn't think it would affect us. And that right there, that sentence is the entire story. Because Trump didn't hide his policies. He told you about the deportations. He told you about the tariffs. He told you about the chaos. But a lot of people hide it and thought, yeah, that's going to affect other people. Now groceries are up. Gas is rising. Global tensions are escalating. And suddenly, it's not political anymore. It is personal.
FAFO, Florida fishermen, FAFO, Florida voters, FAFO, Trump supporters. I see in the comments that people have zero empathy for you. You don't care, you didn't care until it's starting affecting you. Didn't care when other things happen. Starting in the beginning, we started canceling programs for kids, for the elderly, for the disabled. The only thing you care about right now is gas prices. I think that says everything that we all need to know about you, remember about you, and never forget you.
You didn't get a wall. You didn't drain the swamp. You didn't get affordable health care. You didn't eliminate the national debt. You didn't get new infrastructure. You didn't get Hillary Clinton locked up. You didn't get Epstein accountability. You didn't get a $5,000 Doge check. You didn't get a $2,000 stimulus check. You didn't get lower grocery prices. You didn't get help buying a home. You didn't get America first. You didn't even get peace. You lost family, friends, and credibility. So what did you gain?
I didn't vote for this is the new I was just following orders. You knew what you were voting for. It was about cruelty and control. Those were the two main things. You just wanted to punish people who were different than you. However, I continue to say this, one of the biggest problems in this country is that people don't care unless it is personally and directly affecting them. You knew who that man was in 2016, you knew in 2020, and you definitely knew in 2024. Personally, I will not accept anyone who is regretting their vote until you do something to help fix the mess you created. A lot of you are going to feign ignorance and you're upset that you were duped. A lot of you will never admit that you're in a cult, and you won't admit that you helped cause the destruction of this country right now. Project 2025 was available to everyone, and the problem is why a lot of people are crying, mainly Republicans and most especially MAGA, because it's affecting red states. It's affecting a lot of people in red states who get government subsidies, and you didn't think it would affect you. There was literally an interview with a Trump voter who said they wanted to get rid of Obamacare, and they didn't know it was the same thing as the Affordable Care Act. It's very sad and disappointing, but not surprising. A lot of you are ignorant, hateful, and uneducated. And when I say that, I mean uneducated in the sense that you are completely oblivious to what is happening in front of your very eyes. If you want to keep supporting men who grape children, who have killed people, go right ahead. But history will not forget how you behaved, who you voted for during this time. This goes out to some of the worst podcast bros out there, especially you, Joe Rogan. You platformed that man. You knew exactly what you were getting into. You're just sad that you were duped and you feel stupid now. Oh well, deal with the consequences just like we all are right now. My mom even said this: America has to hit rock bottom before we recover. It didn't have to be this way. We told you, we warned you, and you still didn't listen, and you didn't care.
PSA. MAGA supporters who are now regretting their vote. We don't care. What you need to do with that energy is you all form an alliance, right? And then you guys go and fight for what you know is right. But don't expect any flowers or a particular take parade because you guys have now come to your senses, right? Because your marbles was all thrown over the floor for the past, let's just say years. So if you are now a MAGA supporter and you know you made the wrong decision, baby, don't cry to us. Don't expect us to take you in with love. Don't expect us to just forget the fact that you voted against us, right? Because you need to now do some self-reflection and ask yourself why you voted against yourself, okay? That's it.
How are all of you doing who decided to vote for Donald Trump in this past election? I vividly remember the day after Donald Trump got elected. There were so many people on this app dancing around saying that they're no longer going to get drafted, that they are going to be able to afford the house, that they are going to be able to afford more things and have an easier life now that he has gotten elected. We are essentially a year and a half into his presidency. We are at war. We are seeing gas prices skyrocket. Things are not getting cheaper. Our grocery bills are especially not getting cheaper. So I'm just curious, to those that genuinely thought that their lives were going to be better when Donald Trump got elected, how do you feel right now? Have things gotten better for you? Have things gotten worse? Have you noticed a difference in your life, especially when it comes to spending?
63% of Americans are embarrassed that Trump is our president. I am one of them.
We have some big news right now. MAGA Republicans are turning against Donald Trump, and it looks as though MAGA is on the verge of a possible civil war over everything that's happening between the FBI and the Department of Justice and the Epstein files. MAGA is just not satisfied with what the Trump administration is doing and the narrative Donald Trump is pushing himself. You have some of Donald Trump's most loyal people on the internet saying now that he has turned his back on them, on essentially the cause, on MAGA, and it looks like it's only getting worse. He wants to move on, right? He wants to tell the world about Rosie O'Donnell and try to revoke her citizenship. He wants to distract his own base, seemingly, from the issues that they care about. And right now, they're very unhappy. And it looks as though it's only going to continue and it's only going to get worse if Trump does not do something fast, whether it's potentially firing Pam Bondi, removing the head of the FBI. Stay tuned.
Here is the uncomfortable truth a lot of people don't want to sit with. This was never unpredictable. Nothing happening right now is shocking if you're actually listening. The policies were clear. The tone was clear. The priorities were clear. What changed is who is affecting. Because for a long time, some voters were comfortable supporting harsh policies as long as those policies were aimed at someone else. Immigration, fine. Other countries, fine. Different communities, fine. But the moment those same decisions start raising your grocery bill, the moment gas prices start hitting your daily life, the moment global instability starts creeping into a reality, now it's a problem. And that's where the conversation starts from politics to accountability. Because policies don't come with a filter. They don't say this group only or that group only. They ripple, they spread, they come back around. You don't get to vote for economic aggression and then be shocked when prices rise. You don't get to support global tension and then be surprised when conflict escalates. You don't get to cheer on disruption and then complain when your own life gets disrupted. That's not how governance works. And let's talk about the idea of a red line. For many of these voters, the red line isn't human rights. It isn't fairness. It isn't leadership quality. It's gas prices. And that tells you everything you need to know. Because what it reveals is that the issue was never the policies themselves. It was whether those policies cause personal discomfort, and now that they do, the regret is setting in. But regret without reflection is just noise. The real question is, what have you actually learned? Because if the lesson is simply, this didn't benefit me the way I expected, then nothing changes. But if the lesson is maybe, supporting harm, no matter who it is aimed at, eventually harms everyone, then that's different. That's growth. And this is where the bigger picture comes in. Leadership isn't just about promises. It's about consequences. And voters aren't just choosing outcomes for others. They are choosing the direction of their own lives too. And you can't separate the two. So when people say, we didn't think it would affect us, what they're really admitting is this. They believe they were exempt. And now reality is proving otherwise. Because in the end, policies don't care who you voted for. They don't care what you believed would happen. They just do what they were designed to do. And now we are watching that play out in real time, in higher cost, global tension, and economic pressure. And yes, some are regretting their vote. But the real takeaway here isn't just about regret. It's about understanding that when you support policies rooted in division, exclusion, or short-term thinking, you don't get to choose where the consequences stop, because eventually they reach everyone, and now they have. Thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Have a good one. I'll see you in the next video.